In every crowded room, in every noisy office, in every bustling school, there is always one, the quiet one, the person in the corner, observing, listening, but rarely speaking. The one who eats lunch alone, who walks home without a crowd, who seems to exist in a world of their own. We call them the loner. And for generations, we've told a single story about them, that they are sad, that they are outcasts, that they are lonely. We look at their solitude and see a lack, an absence of something we believe everyone should want, connection. But what if we've been reading the story all wrong? What if their solitude isn't a sign of failure, but a sign of strength? Beneath the surface of that quiet exterior lies a complex and often misunderstood psychology, one that challenges our most basic ideas about what it means to be happy and what it truly means to be alone. See, for the true loner, being alone is not the same as being lonely. Loneliness is a painful, involuntary state, a hunger for connection that isn't being met. Solitude, on the other hand, is a choice. It's a deliberate, peaceful, and restorative state. It's not an empty room, it's a furnished one, filled with their own thoughts, their own ideas, their own worlds. Many people who choose solitude are not antisocial. They are selectively social. They are often highly sensitive individuals or deep introverts. For them, constant social interaction isn't energizing, it's draining. It's like listening to loud music for hours on end. While others might be thriving in the noise, they feel overwhelmed, overstimulated. Solitude is not an escape from people, but a necessary retreat to recharge their energy. It's where they can finally turn the volume down and hear their own thoughts again. Think about the nature of most social interactions. They are often built on small talk, on pleasantries, on a kind of social performance. You talk about the weather, your weekend, the latest show you've watched. For the loner, this can feel deeply inauthentic. They crave depth over breadth. They would rather have one conversation about the meaning of life than 100 conversations about the traffic. Because their inner world is so rich and vibrant, the external world can sometimes feel pale in comparison. They are the thinkers, the dreamers, the artists, the observers. They find more companionship in a good book, more excitement in a new idea, more connection in a quiet walk through nature than they do at a loud party. Their mind is their favorite place to be, and they see no reason to constantly leave it for the company of others. This isn't arrogance, it's self-sufficiency. They have learned to be their own best friend. They don't rely on others for validation, for entertainment, or to fill a void. Their sense of self is not built on the reflections they see in other people's eyes. It is forged in silence, in introspection, in the quiet, steady work of getting to know themselves. But this path is not always one of pure peace. For some, the choice to be a loner is a protective one, a fortress built around a sensitive heart. Perhaps they were misunderstood or rejected in the past. They learned that being seen can lead to being hurt, so they built walls, not to keep everyone out, but to control who is allowed in. Their solitude is a sanctuary, a place where they can be their true selves without fear of judgment. They watch the world from a distance, and because of that, they often see things that others miss. They notice the subtle expressions on people's faces, the unspoken tensions in a room, the small moments of beauty that get lost in the noise. They are the silent observers of the human condition. They don't need to be in the center of the storm to understand it. In fact, they understand it better because they are watching from the calm of the shore. The world often misunderstands this quiet strength. It labels them as weird, detached, or cold. But if you are ever lucky enough to be invited into their inner circle, to be one of the few people they choose to share their world with,
you will find a depth of loyalty and connection that is rare, because they don't give their time or energy to just anyone. When they give it to you, it is a gift of immense value. In our hyper-connected, relentlessly social world, we have come to fear silence. We have forgotten the profound beauty that can be found in solitude. The loner reminds us of what we've lost. They remind us that self-worth doesn't come from the number of friends we have. They remind us that creativity is often born in quiet rooms. They remind us that sometimes the most important conversations we will ever have are with ourselves. So the next time you see that person sitting alone, resist the urge to pity them. They are not an outcast. They are a pioneer of a different way of being. They have found a quiet peace in a world that never stops shouting. And maybe, just maybe, their silence isn't emptiness at all. Maybe it's the sound of a world you have to be still enough to hear.